Yes, sir. Student.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Right. So first let me show you the objectives of this session to make the general awareness of psychological counseling and to introduce the counseling facility of the university, that is Chittarana Psychological Counseling Center. And I have to tell you, you know, counseling, as it is shown, the first slide you noted, counseling is for all. Now, once you are in the university, the progression is not all smooth. Some of the times people get troubles, and there are times we are down. There are times we need somebody to help us, right? And there are times things happen in an unexpected manner. There are times we are sad, and there are times people leave us. So when we are down, we always need a helping hand. And why we are here? Psychological Counseling Center is here to help the people whenever they need a helping hand, right? Okay, so basically, if I give you some idea about the problems we have, when do we need help? Many people have day-to-day problems. Okay, there are a bunch of day-to-day problems we face. And some people develop psychological disorders, psychiatric illness, mental health problems. So all these people, whether they are with day-to-day problems or with psychological problems, psychiatric problems, they need help. Because psychological counseling is a very well developed scientific field today all over the world. And when we face problems, when we suffer alone, say we are suffering alone and we don't share our problem with somebody, and we suffer and we are not performing well because of the problem, I believe that's a thing should not happen, because when all these advanced services are available, helping services are available to help you to come out of whatever the difficult situation, why we suffer alone? Why we cannot go ahead with with whatever the challenge we are facing, when such scientific helping services are available? It's your duty and responsibility to reach such services and to overcome whatever the troubles you have, right? And this pie chart is an interesting one. Why? Let me explain. So, and at the meantime, I had to tell you, students, we have to pass 2 hours. So what you can do is, if you have a certain question for me, please, you can ask, unmute, and you can ask, or you can send it in a chat, right? So I'll try my best to give you an answer, right? So I hope you all are listening attentively, and you are with a questioning spirit, right? Okay. So the 60% of people, they face, all the people face day-to-day problems, 100% people. But 60% of people, they manage them without any issue, right? They manage it somehow or other. They don't need the help of other people. So out of this 100, another 30% of people are there. They face day-to-day problems and they need the help of somebody to sort out whatever the problem they have. They need the help of this 30%, right? They are okay, but they need the help, right? This 10% is the trouble. They have some sort of psychiatric problems. Okay, some problems. They have psychological problems or psychiatric problems. Out of those, this 5%, they get whatever the problem solved. They have mild psychological problems. Okay, mild psychological problems, but they, with the help of somebody, with the help of competent helper, they are okay. They overcome their problems, right? And this 5%, you see, this 4% of people are here, they have psychological problems and psychological disorders, and they need medications. They need drugs, medicinal drugs to go ahead with whatever their problem. And they also need counseling. So all these people, say this 40% of people, they go for counseling when they are in trouble. They should go for counseling when they are in trouble, right? And I had to tell you there is 1% of people, they have psychotic problems. What do you mean by psychotic problems? Psychotic in the sense they are major psychiatric illness. You call them major psychiatric illness where they need continuous medical assistance, psychoactive drugs to go ahead with their life, right? So this is true for all populations, like say 1,000 of batch enters the university, right? So 1% out of 1,000 is, what is the amount? 10%, 10. So 10 people out of 1,000, they have major psychiatric illness. This is something what I have experienced in the university. When a new batch comes, out of 1,000 students, there may be 10 students with major psychiatric problems. They take medicine from outside, but they continue their work, right? So they also have a right to have all the benefits, okay, all the privileges other students have, right? But don't think you are here and you are happy, you are here, no problems. But at any time, at any point of our lifespan, there's the challenge that we can quickly be somewhere here or here or here or here. No guarantee is given. I mean, I'm speaking with you all now, but tomorrow morning I'll be somewhere here, perhaps. Who knows, right? That's nature of things. So it's not a reason to corner people. It's not a reason to discriminate people. So whenever people face problems, psychological problems, you have to give them care. The nicest word in the world, care and love. Okay, that's what you should do when your fellow students, you feel that they have problems, okay, when you feel that they are not well, you feel that they are suffering, the nicest thing you could do is to give them care and love, and that will help you a lot, right? Okay, this is the general picture, okay, of things. That's why you need psychological counseling services. Well, so psychological counseling, how do you define that thing? Psychological counseling is a growth-oriented professional relationship, collaborative, growth-oriented professional relationship. Okay, so what we do is we help our client, our student, or whoever the person who seeks help. We help that person to grow. Okay, it's a friendly service, friendly relationship, professional relationship, and again, it's a reliable friendship in one hand. So you can tell anything you want to tell us, and we are bound to keep your privacy, and we are bound to protect whatever you say and keep it to ourselves. Professionally, we are bound to help you, right? So in the University Counseling Center, there are more counselors now, about 5, 6 counselors, and we are dedicated to help you if you are in trouble and you need help, right? And again, I think it's nice if you know this counseling is not a kind of service where you don't meet experts. Well, all psychological counselors are trained, right? They have gone through certificate courses or diplomas of counseling, and they have got proper training, and they know the scientific theories of counseling and techniques, scientific techniques to help you, right? So that's why it's worth seeking such services when you are in trouble. Okay, now what do we do really when we help people? Well, sometimes we give counseling. That's what we do. We talk with people, and we ready to listen people. And there are times, there have been times I can remember sometimes. I have been in the counseling center 4 hours continuously listening to troubled students. We are not tired of listening, right? No matter how long you want to tell something, we are not tired of listening, right? So, and we are ready to talk with you. That's what you call counseling. And again, we provide you therapy. Not all kinds of psychotherapy. A counselor can handle certain mild therapies to help you, right? So there are professional psychologists, psychiatrists. When things are advanced, like when professionals need to help you, there are some other range of theories. But psychological counselors also know some therapies, and we suppose your problem is a mild one, and suppose that problem we can handle that, we give you therapies, more therapies. There are so many techniques that we can practice with you, right? I'll give you a small example. Suppose there's a student with say a stage phobia, but find it a little difficult to speak in front of other people, a little bit of, say, stage phobia. So I promise you we can cure it 100%. All what you have to do is you have to visit the counseling center, you have to discuss your problem with the counselor, and you have to cooperatively work with the counselor for some time. I mean, all of a sudden, this cannot be done overnight. And you have to cooperate with the counselor, and you have to work with the counselor to overcome your problem for some time, but reasonably, you know. Okay, right. So we give people therapies. And again, referral. Referral is, suppose there comes a student with a certain problem that we cannot handle. The psychological counselor feel this student needs some more advanced professional help. At such points, what we do is we make referrals. For example, say there is a student with sort of major psychiatric problem, or say major depression or something. What we do is, suppose that student needs medicinal drugs and medical assistance. What we do is we refer that student to a psychiatrist, right? So this is basically how we help our students. Okay. Well, as I said, we are not always stable. There are times we go down. There are times we need somebody to help us, right? Lucky if it is not so, but whether we like or not, hard times comes in our lives and we need a helping hand. Well, now these are some of the problems commonly noted with the university. And when students come, usually they bring problems. These are some examples, right? Like they have problems related to study options. Hmm. Sometimes they come and tell us, okay, I don't know how to make what to choose, and I have little idea about the subject combinations, etc. Or they may say that I forget everything, right? Mm. Such study-related academic issues are there, so they can come and talk. Or people commonly have problems like exam phobia. When the exam is closer, they get stressed and they are unstable, unhappy, and not in a mood to face the exam. So these also are common things among students. So if you are in trouble, you can come and talk to us. And as I said, social phobia is noted, right? Mm. And many students comes to my memory from different faculties, and they come and talk to us, and they have been successful. Now many of them, though they experience social phobia at the beginning, stage phobia, etc., etc., they all earned their degrees and went away, right? Okay, they overcame whatever the problem they had. Then commonly noted problem is stress, and again anxieties, memory related issues. When you say psychiatric illness, there's a broad spectrum, and many psychological disorders are there. I'll tell you some of the noted types later. And this is very common, relationship related issues, a very, very common thing, because this is a new environment. Students come from all corners of the country and they are relatively free here and they get into relationships. And the nature of relationships break. This is the nature of things. Things break, right? So why not relationships? Sometimes relationships also break. And when these relationships break, it gives a lot of pain. And one of the most severe pains to when people walk away from our lives. And it's difficult for us, and we need to tell something, and we need somebody to tell that we are unhappy. So, well, one good thing you can do while you are suffering alone, you come and talk to us. The psychological counselors, they are ready to listen to you and they are ready to help you to come out of the difficult situation, right? And again, learning problems, they also are very common, very common. So these are some of the commonly noted problems that added to these, there are some more, like, I'll tell you, there are some more problems, like some students are physically, you know, uh, not well, or they have problems in the family front, right? Sometimes they have problems with, their hostel relationship. When I say relationship issues, sometimes many students, they have quarrels with their roommates in the hostel. Sometimes they are unhappy and come and tell us, okay, I got very bad roommates, and okay, there are some more issues actually come. I have a small request from you all. Now you are newcomers. Once you are inside the university, the best thing, as I always say, is here are the people, give love and care. All the people around you, okay, your roommates, and don't find fault always with people. People naturally have faults, right? People do mistakes. Let people do mistakes. Let people have that faults. That's nature of human life. We all have faults, and if you start finding faults all the time, well, your life will be very, very, very unhappy life. You give a lot of pains to other people. So not don't find faults always with people, and care and love. These are the nicest things you can do inside the hostel. Okay, in the university, help people as much as possible. Your roommates. Okay, don't corner people, which is very, very bad. Right. Okay, it's good if we can live a life without trouble free, but it doesn't happen that way, right? So troubles come as we go ahead. And I have to tell you something, that is, you should not neglect problems. When problems occur naturally, you should not keep neglecting them. Okay? Now, when you work, when you study, problems come. What if you keep neglecting them all the time? Okay, problems are there and you are not um, looking at them. You don't encounter those problems. What is possible? What can happen? As you do not solve the problem starts putting a lot of stress on you. And what happens is problem overpower you ultimately. ප්‍රශ්නය ඔයාව යට කරගන්නකම් ඉන්න එපා. So what you have to do is you have to carefully deal with the problem. You have to carefully understand the problem, you have to crack the problem, and you have to find solutions to the problem. There are so many ways that you can tackle with the problem. All what I tell you is if you cannot overcome the problem alone, get the help of counseling and try to overcome the problem. But don't neglect the problem. Why? It gives you stress. It can put you a lot of stress, and then problem overpower, and you become a victim of the problem. So that is why when a problem is there, one has to solve that problem. One has to deal with the problem in an intellectual manner, right? Okay, now here are some more issues. Now, what if people neglect problems? As I said, when they neglect problems, what are the possibilities? When people neglect problems, when they neglect problems, can be a reason for stress, right? And again, people lose self-respect. Okay, people may think, okay, I cannot do this. I do not know how to do this. So what happens is they lose self-respect. They feel unhappy, they feel little, they feel threatened, they feel unhappy. And again, as you keep problems for too long, it can be a reason for health problems. Okay, people can be depressed, people can get even physical illness because of unhappy or raw, bad mental health. And needless to tell you, when we neglect problems, what happens is it can impact our performance inside the university, decreasing educational, performance. And problems can lead family problems also, right? So when we experience problems, they can um, infiltrate into our families, and our other members in the family also can be unhappy. Can be reason for prolonged unhappiness, and you may feel that no going. I mean, life is empty, it's not going, moving, and you feel stuck, right and bad when you live with problems. So if you are wise, you have to tell somebody competent, and you have to solve the problem. When we neglect problems, the another dangerous outcome is psychiatric illness. So psychiatric illness is possible when we are depressed and when we keep problems for ourselves for too long, right? So why we invite psychiatric problems? We have to ask the question, when we experience a problem, we need to get that thing solved before the problem um, overpower you, right? So in the history of university, there were few cases, right? Few cases, unhappy, unfortunate cases, where people did not address their problem effectively and ultimately they had to pay from their lives. Okay. Why? Because they did not tackle their problem effectively. So what I want to tell you is, when you have a problem, deal with the problem with um, as a man or woman with courage, and get the assistance of a competent helping service. Go and speak with the counselor, overcome your problem, and start walking happily again. Okay, right. I think it's time I show you something, because of human attention span. You can't keep listening to somebody for too long, I know. Okay, give me a small time. I go to a video and I'm trying to share that video with you all. Give me 1 minute, just a minute. Do you see this screen? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Something wrong. Just a minute. It's not playing properly. Back to the presentation, right? Okay. Hope you see presentation slides again. Well, what do you see here? It's a rattlesnake. Now, you may have a question behind your mind. Why do you see this picture here now? So let me talk a little bit about rattlesnake. Rattlesnake um, is a dangerous poisonous snake. Lives where in maybe North America or Africa. Dangerous, very dangerous snake. Some facts about rattlesnakes. It's very poisonous. Somebody can die within 8 minutes if it is a rattlesnake bite, if untreated properly. And one good thing about rattlesnake is, despite the poison, it adequately warns before a bite. And this structure, its tail end structure, and it hoists upwards and shakes it, vibrates in such a way it gives a certain sound to the victim, and don't come closer, I'm ready to bite you. So this rattling tail end gives a certain warning. So why I show you this picture? Now, so when you get problems, before problem put you in trouble, problem gives you adequate amount of warnings. Before problem puts you in trouble, before problem gives you troubles, problem always warns you. Please understand this. අපිට ප්‍රශ්න ආවම ප්‍රශ්නේ අපිට ඇටැක් කරන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා, ප්‍රශ්නේ අපිව අමාරු දාන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා, ප්‍රශ්නේ අපිට ගොඩාක් සංඥා දෙනවා, සයින්ස් දෙනවා. මෙන්න මං එනවා. Right? And we must be intelligent enough to pick all those signs. And if you are clever enough to pick all these signs and to do something, problem will not attack you. Problem will not be a problem. So when we walk, we find snakes on the way. But if you know that this is a snake, you are in no trouble because you are not going to stand on the snake. You avoid the snake and you go. Right? Now, why I tell this? Now, suppose you are walking along the street and you see a banana peel. You are not going to stand on that thing. You avoid that thing and you go. And if you are a very good person, what you do is you pick it and you put it in the right place, because somebody else also can get the problem, get into trouble. Right? So the problems are like that. When you see a problem, you do not invite problems. And again, you try and deal with the source of the problem, because the others also will not get the problem. Right. Now, these are some of the things students again face inside the university problems. Busy study programs, and they get, stressed. Study problems, forgetting loneliness some of the times, after relationship breakdown, relationship problems, and again, problems with roommates, I told you. Not having enough funds, poor, being a victim of poverty sometimes. This is also reported. And the home-related problems. And problem is at the home front, perhaps, may give you some stress. And you want to tell yourself that the type of trouble you have, you can share it with us. Study options related, love affairs related problems, aggression inside the university sometimes. Luckily now we see a downward trend and we don't see this ragging stuff. It's going down actually, which is a very, very positive factor. And now less and less amount of students are reported to the counseling centers because of this trend, where students have been very, very nice and intelligent enough to end this menace inside the university. එතකොට මේ අමනුෂ්‍ය තිරස්චීන වූ සංස්කෘතිය නැති කරන්න දැන් ළමයි ගොඩක් කන්ට්‍රිබියුට් කරලා අලුතෙන් එන ළමයි මේ සංස්කෘතික විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය තුළ අඩු වෙලා තියෙනවා. රැගින් වගේ දේවල්. ඒක හරිම හොඳයි. Why I am telling this, if you go to a foreign university, you don't see any of this. In most of the world class, top class universities, you don't see this sort of harassment and ragging. And people are very, very free to go and search and find and seek their education. And that is what exactly should happen. University should be a very free, liberated environment where you just think, where the creativity emerges. Can creativity occur in a suppressed, controlled environment? No, never. So if you want to think free, if you want to be creative, if you want to to develop a full potential and personality with full potential, the environment should be free and should be free from violence. And we all like freedom, we all like liberty. We don't need to live in fear. So fortunately, the young generation, recent generations of students who came to the university, they have understood this because I believe they are from good parents and they have understood this problem. I mean, we should not lead the world by intimidation. Lokak baya kalla තමන් වෙත නම්මගෙන නැති වැඩක් නෑ. අවබෝධයෙන් කෙනෙක්ව නම්ම ගන්නවා නේද? කවදාකවත්. බය කළා තමන්ගේ අදහස ඉටු කරගන්න එක is not a human ethic. So please understand, once you are inside the university, be a helping hand. Help to end that violent culture inside the university. I believe you are from a good parents, good father, good mother. And if you have a little bit of respect towards your mother, father, and don't harass a son or daughter from another mother or father. ඔයාගේ අම්මට තාත්තට ඔයා ගරු කරනවා නම් අම්මෙක්ගෙන් තාත්තෙක්ගෙන් බිහි වෙච්ච තවත් ළමයෙකුට තවත් කෙනෙකුට harass කරන්න එපා කායිකව මානසිකව. That's one of the nicest ways that you can respect your parents, right? And that will help you to do well. When you do not put other people in trouble, that will be a kind of blessing which comes after you. And the same can happen if you put stress, if you put other people in trouble, if you put other people in pain, that also come after you. And there will be one moment that strike you, right? අපි හොඳ දේ කරොත් ඒක අපේ පිටිපස්සෙන් එනවා වගේම තමයි අපි වැරදි දේ කරොත් ඒකත් අපේ පිටිපස්සෙන් ඇවිල්ලා කොයි වෙලාවෙ හරි අපිව අමාරුවේ දානවා. Do not give pain to other people, other students inside the university, right? Please be determined and get that decision. Okay, I'm not going to give pain to anybody inside the university, right? And I don't want to be a victim of pain. And I will not be a source of pain to somebody. Be a good child and you may get that decision today. It's very important. And again, exam stress, some students, they develop, sexuality related problems and sometimes they come and speak and we sort out possible solutions. And again, a range of psychological problems, psychiatric illness reported and other health problems. And this is also increasing now. What is that? Addictions. Now, when you say addictions, there can be substance abuse, inside the university, alcohol, then cannabis, ganja, mal. So these also happen despite this is an intellectual environment, but unfortunately, such things are there. If somebody becomes an addict of cannabis, that is ganja or long-term alcohol, they can kill brain cells and your efficiency will go down in no time. And I don't believe an addict can perform well. I don't think. So stay away from all these dangers once you're inside the university. Another very common trend in the university is that electronic addiction. And it's a problem with new generation who were born and bred with electronics, particularly after the pandemic. I think you had your higher education using mobile devices. Okay, the platforms, etc., etc. So some people they have gone to the extremes where they cannot get rid of this, you know, social media, etc., etc. And they even cannot sleep without YouTube or Facebook. To the extent that they are addicted and they're in trouble, and they say that I want to come out of this bad habit, but I cannot. I am with the porn, and I sleep at 2 o'clock in the night after watching YouTube videos. I cannot get rid of this bad habit. It is killing me almost. Some people come, students come and tell us. So my warning is don't get into these sort of extreme addictions because they are dead ends. They don't promise you anything. They put you in trouble. And your status as a university student is not something came your way. It's something hard earned and you worked hard to reach that position. And why don't you go the extra mile and do much better? Bring kind of tear of joy to your parents. And that's your responsibility. And don't become victims of these cheap things, addictions, right? Now, let me tell you some psychiatric problems students face very often, like stress. Depression has become very common nowadays. I don't know why, really. Now, the last year also, many cases of depression reported from all faculties. And let me talk a little bit about why depression occurs. One reason is people do not care themselves. It's one thing. Don't give too much pain to you. Like, what kind of pains? Suppose when you are unhappy, don't stay in unhappiness for too long. Do something to overcome that problem. And sleep well. And don't sit up late and don't give so much pain to your body and mind. One of the main reasons why people get depressed, they give too much pain to their mind and body. That's why people get depression. Keep your mind happy. Do something to come out of all the troubles you have, psychological problems or unhappiness. And don't have too much of cravings like obsessions. Understand things rationally and get out of all these mindsets. This is one of the reasons why people are depressed. Again, students report phobias, different kinds of phobias, social phobia, right? There are different 100 different types of phobias among human beings, right? Okay, issues like traumatic experience had once had in the childhood and later in life. Personality disorders, not very common, but cases are reported where people have different personalities, certain mindsets. They cannot come out of that mindsets, problems, behaviors. They're in trouble sometimes. And schizophrenia is a rare disease. And within my entire university, okay, psychological counseling career inside the university, we'll say that 13 years, 14 years of time, I have noted some 6, 7 cases of schizophrenia. It's a major psychiatric illness. But believe me, except one, all others earned their degrees and they passed out despite this major the problem. So actually, psychiatric illness cannot stop people. People do wonders. Okay, even having psychiatric illness, they reach their life goals and success. Some people have sleeping disorders, addictions, as I said, common. Obsessive compulsive disorders, sometimes students report, again, not a very high number of cases, like repetitive behavior, like they wash very often and they want to wash many, many times a day, and times suspicious about, okay, door hinges, go and check the door again and again and again, and do the same thing again and again and again, and again, buying things again and again and again. This sort of obsessive compulsive disorders also are reported generally. And there are some more different kinds of psychiatric problems. So usually these are the most common is stress and depression. Very common among students, right? Now, I'm not telling that, okay, why am I telling this? Any of us can experience any of these anytime. Never think, okay, I am safe and I am not, I'm okay, I'm sound, I'm okay. Don't be in that mindset, because who knows? Who knows? The next day, somebody may tell that, okay, you are a crack or you have a problem, right? So this is possible. So my kind request from you all is, say that one of your friends have a psychiatric problem. The nicest thing that you can do, help that person as much as possible. Don't give that person pressure, and don't try and make that person happy. It's the only way that you can treat these problems, psychiatric illness. Okay, only drugs and everything can do a little. So what you can do really is that you have to give a lot of care to those people. You have to give them acceptance, happiness. Never ever corner these people. Accept them as human beings. Help them to come out of those problems. So that is what you should do. Okay. Now, can somebody confirm? Are you listening? Hello. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Now, the person you see here, um, I'm sure you do not know who this person is. Anyway, he is a professor from Princeton University. His name is John Nash, Professor John Nash. Now, when he was an undergraduate student in Princeton University, he experienced a major psychiatric illness, schizophrenia. Right? He was an undergraduate and he was having this problem. And he had a lot of problems, like he had time to time, he had, okay, uh, terms, times where he was in the hospital because of the psychiatric illness. And people laughed at him. Sometimes people ridiculed him. Despite all this, he continued his education. Ultimately, he was able to join the university despite his illness. Later, he joined the university, and what happened was his subject was mathematics, and he developed a certain theory called the theory of equilibrium, and which is used in universities today, the theory of equilibrium. And, this theory is used everywhere in the world, in economics, in many other subjects. And for this outstanding theory, he was respected. He earned Nobel Prize for that outstanding work. So why I show you this picture? He was an undergraduate who had psychiatric illness. But look, that psychiatric illness could not stop him. He achieved even Nobel Prize having schizophrenia. See? So there's a very nice film called, the film name of the film is The Beautiful Mind, The Beautiful Mind. Okay, my message here is you should not ridicule people for having psychiatric problems. Help them, give them love and care. They will do wonders. And if you get psychiatric problem, get into a problem, still you can do what you want to do, right? Yeah, I get a I get a question. Thank you, Dasun. I also watched a beautiful movie. Yeah. Thank you very much sharing your experience, Dasun. Right? Thank you very much. Right. Sorry, this is in signal language, but still, I hope I deliver the meaning. So, how do you? I think it is in English language as well. Later, it comes. Wait, unfortunately, it is not there. I'll explain it in. So, now when your friends, when they are in trouble, how do you know that your friend is in trouble? How do you know? So, how you can be sensitive to your fellow friends, fellow readers, if you notice a certain change in their behavior, average behavior, you have to be sensitive. And again, your friend or roommate says irrational things, අතාර්කික දේවල් කියනවා නම්, and they do unusual things. The person may be in trouble. Then you have to do something. You have to be friendly and you have to ask, you have to care, you have to love, you have to give care. If you see, and again, if you one of your friends lose the personal cleanliness, that person doesn't wash, doesn't comb the hair or brush or properly or get things washed properly, the clothes. If that personal cleanliness is going down, there must be a problem, and please be sensitive to your problem, your friend. And if your friend is crying without a reason, I mean, this can happen temporarily. Okay, people cry very often sometimes. But if that behavior moods continue for more than 1 week, 2 weeks, and if you see that person is crying all the time, well, there is a problem. So you have to help that person, right? And again, moods. If people are in moods for too long, you know, moods are natural, people get moods, but if moods prevail for more than 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks continuously, there are alarms like it's the rattle of the rattlesnake, right? So when this, you note your friend is unhappy all the time. I mean, if you are a reliable, good friend, I mean, you are not going to enjoy that thing. I mean, you are when you do fall unhappy because your friend is not happy. What you do is you have to approach your friend and you have to ask your friend why, dear, what's going on? Tell me, right? Then again, if people experience problems like they don't eat, right? They don't eat. Okay, they skip meals and they don't get sleep. Sometimes they are on the bed and rolling this way, that way, this side, that side for a couple of hours, not getting sleep. Or they get up in the middle night and they don't get sleep. Maybe some sort of a problem. Okay, and again, sometimes I have found students when I ask, okay, what is it? Do you eat today morning? No. Last night? No. Okay, the noon, day before, today? No. Perhaps they had the last meal they had is the breakfast the previous day. My God, terrible. Can you do that? But there are students. But I wonder why the roommates, why they did not notice such things. Now, your roommate or your friend is, if that person has not taken the meal, when that person lose one meal, that you must be able to feel that thing. Okay. Naturally, when people lose a meal, they lose their energy and their face. You can look by looking at somebody's face. If you are careful, you can tell that whether this person has taken a meal or not. Be that sensitive to your environment. Be that sensitive to your friends. එතකොට තමයි අපිටත් හරියන්නේ. Right? Be sensitive to other people and try and help those people. Right? And again, if you notice your friend's performance is going down. Okay, last semester they had good marks for subjects, good GPA, but GPA has all of a sudden been plummeting down, or with very low GPA, or GPA has gone down, or has not faced the exam. Many medicals has not facing the exam. Something must be wrong somewhere. So you have to help that person. You have to be sensitive. You have to ask, okay, well, what's going on? Tell me. I'm asking about why I want to help you. That's why I'm asking, right? So be that sensitive to your students. Then again, if they lose their enthusiasm for studies, and if your friends are socially withdrawn, they don't mix up with you, they want to live alone in the room or somewhere, and no appetite. These are the signs. These are rattle of the rattlesnake, right? And they cannot sleep, and they feel very tired all the time. All the time feel that I'm very tired. I don't feel like I don't have energy to work, and they cannot focus inside the classroom. Physically here, but psychologically somewhere else all the time. This can happen for all of us, but if it happens all the time, there's a problem. And negative thinking all the time. Okay, I cannot do this. No, this is not going to be successful. No, all the time negative. And again, some physical pains. Physical pains can come due to physical problems, but if physical pains continue for too long, same pain comes again and again and again and again, even after treatments, the pain is there. Probably the pain is not a physical pain, it's kind of psychological pain you have, right? Okay, if they are not clean, and again, irritability, always irritated, like always in a fighting mode, always angry. This is again a sign of a problem. This irritability is, you have to understand this irritability as a kind of SOS flag. Person may not tell you, but the person may be having an internal struggle because of problem that other people are not sensitive to understand. That's why that irritability is there. They easily get angry and unhappy. Okay, sad about life, and even sweating. Too much of sweating. Sweating is something normal, but unnecessary sweating to palms and feet, palms. Too much of sweating can be a sign, right? And again, okay, you feel chilly, feel hot in an always. So they are the signs. So if you notice these signs in you or your friend, something must be wrong. So what you need to do is you have to get professional helping services. So now right, we go to for a video again, right? Wait a minute, just a minute, 1 minute. Okay, do you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we come back to the session. Right. So what I last said is now how you can be sensitive to your friends. So when your friends go through certain problems, they may give different warning signals to you. And if you are a very good friend, you be sensitive enough to capture those warning signals. And you should help your friend to take professional helping services. You can, okay, alert us. You can alert the counseling services. You can bring your friend to the counseling service somehow or other. And that's how you have to help your fellow students, right? Okay, now these are some, now this center is located at Faculty of Social Sciences. And we are planning to open up branches of this Sitarana Counseling Center in your faculties as separate counseling cells in your faculties. Very soon it will happen. So until such time, This counseling facility is psychological counseling services center is located at Faculty of Social Sciences. It's quite close to your faculty. And this is my number, telephone number. And again, there are some more counselors actually. Originally, there were 2 counselors, 3 counselors. Now there are about 5, 6 counselors. And unfortunately, I have not put all the telephone numbers here. This is the email address of our counseling center. So you can note down some of these numbers in case you need help. And again, in the university web page, if you visit university web page, there is a link to psychological counseling center on the front page, web page at the I think bottom of the page, you get a link of this is the sign for psychological counseling. And if you click on that sign, I think you get all the vital information wanted. And now what I expect is now you know there is such a service available. Okay, when your friend is in trouble, you can bring your friend to us. Okay, you can advise your friend to go and seek psychological counseling services. And I hope you note down these numbers. Okay. Right. So if I give you a little bit of advice, you are climbing steps actually. You came, now you are here as a first year student. So you have to leave to the second year, third year, final year, you have to earn your degree. So suppose your problem is too huge, what you can do is you can break your problem into small manageable steps. I mean, simple as that, if you want to climb here, and if you are here, you cannot jump all of a sudden to here. You can't do that, right? What you do is, if this is your problem is this much big, it is this much big. What you do is you break your problem into manageable steps, and you climb one step at a time. What happens is slowly you will be moving upwards without much hassle. Okay. Now, when you see a mountain, you are not going to jump to the mountain top all of a sudden. You can't do that. But you take one small, tiny step at a time. When you take that step without hope and courage, at some point of time, you will be there in the mountain top. So what you need to do is take that small step. විභාගයේ කන්දක් වගේ පේනවා නම් your exam looks like a mountain, take a small step and then take the next step and then the next. Do that small thing in a given minute. Within a given minute, you can't do everything you have to do. Do that small thing and you will be comfortable. Right. You have to learn a lot from this bird. I like this picture a lot. What is this picture? When the wind is very strong, the wise birds, they don't fly. Okay, when the storm is very strong, the wise bird doesn't fly, it perches somewhere and keep quiet till the wind or the storm is over. When the bird knows the storm will not last too long. When the storm passes, the bird starts flying again. So we can learn a lot from these birds, When the problem is too severe, you find no way to go. You don't know what to do. All what you have to do is sometimes you have to keep quiet till the problem is over. Right? And again, another nice picture. I like this picture very, very, very a lot. Why? This small plant, this small plant, there comes a noise, so the student can mute the mic. Okay, and this plant has given blossoms despite the harsh conditions. This is not a place where trees can blossom. But this plant is given flowers, nice couple of flowers. So our life should be something like that, and we don't get all the resources we have to perform. You may not have enough funds, you may not have enough support sometimes, but still you are asked to do the best. So if you are clever enough, and if you are a very well determined, strong personality, but despite the conditions, we don't have resources, but still you do well. Despite keep blaming to others, okay. Despite telling that, okay, all the time that, okay, අරක නෑ මේ බංග වේවා කී නැතුව හොඳට වැඩ කළා ලෝකෙට පෙන්නන්න. ලෝකේ ජය ගන්න. Because no matter how hard we try, all these problems, historically, they have been everywhere in the world. First, you have to be successful, then you can help other people. Once you are successful, you are strong, you can help other people. Right? So the weak cannot help other people. අපිට මොකුත් කරගන්න නැතුව අපි මොකුත් දන්නේ නැතුව අපිට යම් හැකියාවක් නැතුව අපිට අනිත් මිනිස්සු වෙනුවෙන් කරන්න පුළුවන් දෙයක් නෑ. හැබැයි අපිට ධනෙ තියෙනවා නම් අපිට හැකියාව තියෙනවා නම් අපි යමක් දන්නවා නම් අපිට අනිත් මිනිස්සුන්ට උදව් කරන්න පුළුවන් ඕන නම්. If you really want to help other people, that's how you have to do that. Right? Being penniless and being, okay, you can't help other people. How do you do that? How do you help other people if you cannot help yourself? Ask the simple question. Well, in the university life, we have to be resilient. What do you mean? I like this word again. Being resilient is that you have to absorb energy from your downfalls. I mean, we very often feel disruptions. There are times we fall down. There are times we feel we don't have energy. But when you dash a rubber ball to the floor, what happens is rubber ball absorb energy from the downfall and bounce back. So our life, our efforts should be like that. We fall, but we absorb energy and we come back. That is the nature of a resilient person. So that quality of resilience should be there with you when you perform in a university for a higher degree, right? So this is wanted. At the meantime, people should have a lot of confidence to perform inside the university. Don't you think so? Confidence is wanted. Now look at this small animal, the small cat. To walk like this in front of this dozens of canines, teeth, this animal should have a lot of self-confidence, and these fellows should have excellent patience because they are born to chase. What I want to tell you is this self-confidence is so much important, okay, to do a good job, right? Well, so I don't get questions. Now I kept watching the chat to see a question, but no questions coming this way. But 202 participants here. Why is that? Right. Okay, students. Now I quickly tell you, I have half an hour more to share with you all. I quickly tell you something useful to you all. Now I think I made the initial awareness what is psychological counseling and the available counseling facility inside the university. You have some idea. Now, I think I have to share something important with you all. So, within this half an hour, let me tell you, how are you going to manage your stress being an undergraduate, right? So I'll tell you a simple technique. Like sometimes you get a lot of stress because of too many deadlines. Okay, too many work, too much of work to do within a short time period. This is why we get stressed, right? And this is true for all. When once you are in an academic program, so many challenges, so many deadlines. So how to overcome that stress? You have become a multitasking person. Unfortunately, we don't have many hands like the god Skanda. We don't have many eyes, many hands, only two hands, two eyes. We have to manage everything. How do you do that? Look at this graph. Now, this is stress. This is axis for performance and this axis for stress level. Now, what happens to your performance as your stress levels go up? If you carefully analyze, people show optimal performance. Optimal performance is somewhere here, you see, performance level. Optimal performance. So when people experience this optimal performance, their stress level is moderate. It's interesting. You need stress. Without stress, things just do not happen. You need stress to cross the road. Otherwise, you get hit by a vehicle. Without stress, you don't pass exams. Without stress, you will not be making a good presentation. Stress should be there. Stress is a kind of a response come from your body when you have a certain challenge. It's kind of an emotion people have. Stress is wanted, but the trouble comes when stress level exceeds the average moderate level. Now, if you look at this graph, when the stress level is moderate, this is the moderate stress level, and your performance will be very high. But when stress level goes this way, high, when stress level increase this way, what happens to your performance? Performance starts falling down. When stress level is very high, the performance is almost nil. When the stress level is very low, also the same can happen. So this is a very nice graph that you have to understand this. So how do you manage your stress? How do you keep your stress as at a moderate level? How can you do that? Well, stress is something dangerous. Stress, once you experience stress, a lot of problems happen. You know, you start your heart thumping, your inhalation, exhalation, respiration gets quickens, your muscle tension goes up. A lot of problems occur. And when people have stress, people can experience problems like migraine, painful neck, phlegm disorders, losing appetite, don't feel like eating, stomach upset, constipation, and loose motion, etc. Gastritis, rashes, ulcers, unusual sweating, disturbed sleep. Now, all these can be signs of stress. Now, if you have these signs for some reason, not in a single day, right? Any of these can happen for anybody, not because of stress, because of some other physical problems. But if these symptoms prevail for more than 1 week, 2 weeks, continuously these signs are there, maybe stress, maybe stress. Do something to overcome that high stress, cut off that high stress. What should you do? So I am ready to give you an important message. To overcome this excess stress, what do you do? So these are some other problems come when people experience stress for too long. We do not deal with stress. People can get these problems, health problems like cardiovascular problems, heart attacks, arthritis, gastritis, ulcers, cancer, giddiness, faintish, hypertension, high blood pressure, mental disorders, phlegm disorders, asthma, etc., etc., because of high stress. So what I am telling is now, as a students, as a student, students, individuals tend to get stress. So you have to learn how to control your stress level. I'll give you a simple few advices to overcome stress. Now, okay, I'll tell you a few things. Number one is, what am I telling now? What am I telling you? What I tell you is how to overcome excess amount of stress, how to cut off unnecessary stress. Well, one good thing you can do is have belief. Don't stay away from belief. What do you mean by that? Now, we all have a religion, right? You have a certain religion. Here may be Buddhists, Hindus, um, okay, people from Islamic community, Christians. Okay, all these religions, they are fantastic, really nice religions. So be close to your religion. This is one of my advices. No matter what religion it is, you have to be a believer, not a non-believer. Believe your religion. Okay, that's one sure way to get out of stress. So visit your temple, visit those nice places, right? And be hang around. Okay, be there for some time. You visit such places, and if you have a personal God, suppose, okay, tell things to your God, communicate with your God, give offerings, and assign half of your pains to your God. Okay, that's nice. You can reduce your stress level. There's no joking, right? This is very, very important. People have forgotten this. People, since people live in a modern scientific stage, people think that, okay, what they do is always right. But, for thousands of years, the gods, they have been with people. Why is that? There was a very good reason, right? So be with the God. This is very important to get out of stress, right? Don't forget, don't be a non-believer, right? Because if you carefully look at the research that has been done all over the world, right? It is very clearly say religious people have low psychiatric illness. They report less psychiatric illness. Religious people are more psychologically stable and their mental health is good. They have less stress. Okay, that is why I am telling this small secret, right? Being faithful to your God. So you can visit religious places, you can say prayers, okay? It's very important. Saying prayers can make you healthy. Meditation, very wonderful practice. Do a little bit of breath meditation every day. It's not a property of any religion. It's a property belong to all religions, meditation. Do charity, good work, help others, deep breathing, yoga. They are nice practices to come out of stress levels. Then again, another nice way to release your stress is releasing your emotions. Now, what do you call emotions? We all are emotional beings. We have a lot of emotions. Okay, our emotions, we can divide them into, okay, positive emotions and negative emotions are there. What are the positive emotions you have? Love, care, feelings of care, happiness, right? Pride. Okay, you feel hilarious, you feel serene, calm, quiet. All these are feelings, positive feelings, right? Kindness. What are the negative feelings we have? Okay, sadness, anger, okay, jealousy, disgust. All these are negative feelings we have. Anger, right? Now, no matter whether they are positive or negative, you have to release your what emotions if you want to maintain a low stress level. So learn how to release your feelings or emotions. This is very important, right? How do you do that? Be kind to other people. That is why if you are not kind to other people inside the university, but definitely you will be in stress. When you shout at somebody, you are in distress, right? Oppressor becomes a victim of oppression. Who says? Karl Marx says, right? පීඩකයා පීඩනයේම ගොදුරක් වෙනවා. So be kind to other people, right? This is how you can reduce your stress level. There is a kind of magic. Being kind to other people, you will be a very happy person. Help people as much as possible if you want to stay out of what? If you want to stay out of stress, it's a one nice way that you can do it. And release your emotions. Suppose crying is not something bad. If you feel like sad, why don't you cry? Shut the door and cry. You need not to cry sometimes in front of people, but it doesn't matter. People should cry when they are sad, right? And celebrate your happiness. Tell your friends you are happy. This is how you reduce your stress level. Smile is reduce stress. So they say laughter is the best medicine, right? Find a time in the day that you can laugh with other friends. Enjoy time. And again, express your emotions. You may be good at drawing, singing, dancing. This is how we release our emotions. This is how you are going to deal with your emotions, and this is how you cut off unnecessary stress, right? Inside the university, you get ample opportunities to express your emotions like dancing, games, okay, different art events, okay, talent shows, etc., etc. Take that opportunity and participate. You can come out of all those bad stress, right? Express yourself, sing, dance, be happy with your friends, enjoy your time with your friends, which is very important. Have a healthy life, stress-free life, right? Walk everywhere with your friends. And again, another nice way to cut off stress is having good social contacts. I mean, all of you should have at least few good friends. I mean, all the people are not equally friendly. And again, you don't find good friends everywhere, right? Okay, your good friends may be, okay, less than the number of fingers in your hand, but still keep in contact. Have good contacts. Chat with them all the time and have contacts. Call them and meet them. Express your friendship and share time with them. It's a nice way to come out of stress, right? It's very important. And at the meantime, be friendly with your loved ones, maybe your father, mother, loved ones, siblings. Be close to them. Okay, you feel that you are secure. You feel that you are happy when you are close to your loved ones, because people tend to quarrel sometimes with their loved ones, and you fight easily. You get upset with the people who live close to you, not people who live in Pluto or somewhere, right? So you always struggle with people who are close to you. You understand that reality and be nice to the people like your mother, father, loved one, right? Brothers and sisters, and enjoy that life, sharing that nice moments with your family. And once these family members do not live with us, when they are dead and gone, those small moments, they will be priceless once they are gone. The small moments, they will be priceless moments. So please spend time with your family members, right? Okay, be sensitive to other people. You see, these people, they don't have stress. Why? They don't keep high hopes sometimes, too many hopes. Have reasonable hopes, okay? And don't try and touch the moon, but say that you are very determined, you want to go to and walk on the moon. I'm not saying it is not possible, but do all of us need to do the same? No, I don't think. Find your own way to be happy, right? And don't follow what other people say. Find your own way to be happy, right? Look, these people, they don't have stress. I don't think they have stress because they see life as a simple thing. And another nice way to enjoy enjoy life is, being friendly with these wonderful friends like this, your friends like cats and dogs. They are wonderful friends who show unconditional love towards you. They don't have conditions, right? Many humans, they have conditions when they love. They say that that's what they say. But these friends, look at these friends, whether you love or not, they are for you, waiting for you, ready to be with you. Wonderful friends. So talk to these nice friends, be with them. You can leave all the stress in your life, right? So be with your friends. Okay, have imagination in your life. This is what am I telling? I'm telling nice ways to overcome stress in your life. Imagine your success. Suppose your exam is coming soon, and you are a little stressed. Like, okay, close your eyes, sit somewhere, and imagine your success. Okay, now after 4 years, 5 years time, I am getting my first job. After another 5 years time, well, I'll be in a permanent position. I will be somewhere, and I get my first car. I get my first promotion. I okay. I help my mother, and after 10 years time, I'll be in a senior position. I'm having these resources within my own home, my own place, married, right? Guess and imagine your success. You are getting a little bit of pain today for your future happiness. Sorry. Likewise, imagine your success, imagine your future, which is important to your life, right? That reduce our stress levels, right? When you are in a stressful situation, imagine I am taking this pain now for my future happiness. දැන් මේ පොඩ්ඩක් මම වෙහෙස වෙන්නේ මගේ අනාගතේ හොඳට හදා ගන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම හිතනකොට අර වේදනාව ආතතිය නැති වෙලා යනවා. Imagine your future success, right? Which is important, right? Okay, then again, you are blessed being undergraduate of Sabarkam University. It is a very nice environment where you get plenty of salubrious climbs environment where you can walk everywhere with your friends. But heaven's sake, please be careful. There are places of danger, okay? Things of beauty, usually there is danger as well. So you have to take care, keep your security, safety first, and walk with your friends in the environment and don't do drastic things. Enjoy the nature with your friends. There are nice places all around the university. Some pictures, they are real pictures from the university and the surrounding. And I'll tell you when the picture is not real. This is a real picture. Okay, this is again an area close to university. It's nice places. This is not the university, this is from Alaska. Okay, this is again Babarakanda Falls. Be careful, but nice places, and don't do drastic things like climbing on these. They are not safe places. So, and yeah, areas are closer to the university, This is a fake, right? It's not a real picture, right? Okay, right. What next you can do? If you want to cut off your stress levels, one of the nicest things you would have done is physical exercises. Now, university brings you a lot of opportunities to do physical exercises, games, to specialize in different sports. Take that opportunity, and if you go to the Western world, all the people in the morning, in the evening, almost all the citizens, they are walking, jogging, and they keep fit, and this has become part of their life values. But our people, we don't see this thing, and so I advise you, please, once you are inside the university, because your food intake also is not good. The reason is sometimes you eat a lot of oily foods, you eat unbalanced diet sometimes. Unbalanced in the sense people eat a lot of oil, but they don't exercise adequately. So what happens is, in no time, you come as a small fellow, but after 3 years of time, you all of a sudden become you look very matured. You have huge, um, okay, your body is not properly maintained. Okay, your proportions go out. So what happens? You fall sick very soon. So don't let it happen. Exercise every day. And why this exercise is important? You select your time pastime inside the university. Select one of the games. You can play games like tennis. You can swim. You can do karate, or you can do you can do athletic games, and there are many more. So select it, and you can even okay. So and one last thing. Okay, they have done a lot of research in, I think it was Oxford or Harvard. They had done research and they have found people who do aerobic exercises for 27 minutes, 3 times per week, they can cut off their stress 40%. Then and there. Suppose when you started doing exercises, you had 100% of stress. After 27 minutes of exercise, good exercise, end of the exercise, you have only 60% of stress. 40% you can cut stress then and there. So this is why we are telling, do exercise every day. Make it a habit. And don't think that, okay, when once I am old, after 40, I start exercise every day. You can't do that. Right? If only you can, if it has become a habit of you, then only you can continue the habit. Don't try and do, you can't do it later. Try it now. Try it when you are young. Right? So exercise should be a habit, daily habit. It keeps your stress levels very low. So very important, right? And again, I have to tell you, this is a kind of warning to you all. Many university students, they don't sleep adequately. They less than 6 hours, sometimes less than 5 hours. Because I have noted many young, the boys especially, they sleep late at the night, 2 o'clock. Actually, in the morning they sleep. Okay, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the uh, okay, early hours of the day. So they don't get adequate sleep. And they are waving for troubles, is waving for psychiatric problems, waving for stress. Okay, waving for troubles, physical illness. So suppose if you are going to perform well inside the university, number one thing you need to keep in your mind, have a good sleep. I'm sure you are going to perform well because you can't beat the machine, you can't beat the system, you are a biological machine. Your brain needs sleep. Otherwise, you lose your attention, you lose your performance at the daytime. But after a sound sleep, and your brain is sound, your mind is sound, you are ready to perform really well. So be addicted to sleep. This is important to perform well. And you will understand what I say later. Is there a gym at Sabaragamu University? Yes, my dear student, yes. There's a gym. So you can use it. Unfortunately, many students do not use the gym. This is the problem, right? There's a fitness center, there's a gym, and you can use all those resources to the maximum, right? And have a good meal and don't skip meals. Once you are inside the university, never try skipping meals. And some students, they skip meals. They don't take it serious, but they don't know how harmful this habit is. They are damaging their body. Okay, they are damaging their mind. Don't skip meals. Because when you skip a meal, what happens is automatically your immunity level goes down and you are you are susceptible to germs, and you can catch fever, you can catch colds very soon when you don't get a good meal. Okay, don't skip meals. And again, manage your time very well. Then you can cut off your stress. Manage your time carefully. And then again, don't get into addictions. I think I warned you. Do not get into addictions like, some students. I have met students who are addicted to YouTube, who are addicted to pornography. addicted to substances. So, you should not do these things. These things can, they are dead ends. That okay. So be careful about all these things. Okay. Now I want to tell you. Now you're on the fast track to get the maximum out of your life. Now this track is for trains, not for foot bikes, right? You can't go very fast in a foot bike, and you need a lot of labor to ride a foot bike. But this train is the fast track. So you are here to perform well. You are on the fast track as a university student. What if you do the wrong thing in the wrong place? I hope you understand the meaning. ඔයා මෙහෙට ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නේ යම් වැදගත් වැඩක් කරන්න. ඔයා මෙතෙන්ට ඇවිල්ලා වැදගත් නැති එක පිස්සු වැඩ කරන්න ගියොත් ඔයාගේ ජීවිතේ කඳුලක් වෙයි. එහෙනම් මෙතෙන්ට ආවදී හිතේ තියාගෙන you think why you are here and you have a certain majestic role, ambition here to bring a tear of joy to your mother, your father, and have that wonderful, noble hope, goal in your mind, and have kind of little control in you, discipline in you, and continue your journey with happiness, right? And you can get nice results, okay? And don't make your life, drive your life to a miserable end, right? Okay. So have a balance of all these things. And I have to say thank you very much for listening. And I passed 2 hours with you. And I hope what I spoke helped you. And the last notice I had to tell you, be sensitive to the people around you, help your friends, care your friends, and I'm sure you will reach the success. Okay, let me stop with a small video. I am ready to stop. And I had to be thankful to the Dean, Faculty of Applied Sciences, and I had to be thankful to all the staff who coordinated and managed this event, and I had to thank for inviting me. Okay, I wish you all the success, and I want to see you all do well, and don't forget Sitarana, it is there whenever you need. Okay, thank you very much for being with me. Have a good day. Okay, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You are
Thank you, sir.
welcome.
Thank
You are
you, sir.
welcome. You are
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you,
are
sir.
going to- we are
Thank
going to
you,
Thank you,
listen-
sir.
Thank you.
දරාගන්න බැරි කරදර පුරවා වටි හිසින්ගෙන හිමිදිරියේ වාරු නැතත් දරුවන් හින්දා වෙළඳම් යන්නද සිතාදියේ යන්න එපා මගේ පින්කඳ හොඳ අම්මේ පියකුණු මැතිගේ ලිප මුලවන්නේ නුඹේ ළමැද ගිනි අවුලාදෝ අම්මේ දරාගන්න බැරි කරදර පුරවා වට්ටි හිසින්ගෙන හිමිදිරියේ වාරු නැතත් දරුවන් හින්දා වෙළඳම් යන්නද සිතාදියේ යන්න එපා මගේ පින්කඳ හොඳ අම්මේ නුඹ දැඩි කළ අත පය සවිරි බර උසුලන්නට මට බැරිදෝ නුඹේම දෑතින් නොටුනු පලන්දා වට්ටිය මාහිස උඩින් තියන්නම් වේ දරාගන්න බැරි කරදර පුරවා වට්ටි හිසින්ගෙන හිමිදිරියේ වාරු නැතත් දරුවන් හින්දා වෙළඳම් යන්නද සිතාදියේ යන්න එපා මගේ පින්කඳ හොඳ අම්මේ
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful session, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to sincerely thank you for allocating your valuable time and sharing your valuable information with our students. Thank you very much, sir, once again.
You're welcome. Bye.
Okay, sir. Dear students, I think this is an eye-opening session for you, and you are highly benefited by the session as you got to know what are the kind of facilities and help you can receive from Sabaragama University to maintain your mental health and well-being. So as mentioned, don't hesitate to ask for help whenever you need. So with that, we will conclude this session, and the second part of this session will be starting at 10:30. So around 10:20, you can join the session and get ready. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.